Hello and welcome to Wonder YC. My name is Soham and today we are going to talk about Dr. Stone Manga chapter 160. Firstly, I'm extremely sorry for the irregular uploads that happened in the past couple of weeks. Actually, because of the channel copyright issues, I was not able to upload the reviews for the Digimon anime as well as the Dr. Stone manga. But now I have decided on a sort of new format which I believe will be better for the channel. Anyway, to sum up all of this, from now on the Dr. Stone manga reviews are going to be smaller in size, not going more than 5 to 6 minutes at max. I'll mostly talk about what happened in the chapter, break down some of the important stuff, and then end it with my personal feelings and thoughts. If any single chapter contains stuff that needs more in-depth discussion or analysis, then I'll probably make a separate video discussing it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to get notified as soon as I upload those videos. So anyway, let's talk about chapter 160. I'll keep this one short and simple. This chapter was simply phenomenal, and I'm quite surprised to see that Inagaki has taken such a gutsy step. It's not an easy job to take out your protagonist or main character for the better part of an entire arc, but that's exactly what has happened here. I'll get into all the shenanigans in a bit, but the central theme of this chapter was passing the torch, and it's literally said in the title of the chapter as well. Anyway, we get to see the direct aftermath of the shot fired by Stanley, and it's absolutely brutal to say nonetheless. Like I said before, it's a really ballsy decision of the writer to take out the protagonist midway of the story. But don't worry yet, Senku has not died exactly. Yeah sure, he's certainly hurt and his condition is actually worsening, but at the very least, he is not dead yet. We see that the starch and water solution did manage to reduce the velocity of the bullet, but it still managed to pierce Senku, wounding him gravely. We also get a great explanation as to how Senku deduced the part where he would likely get shot at. Luna is speechless hearing all of this, and she is really moved by Senku. I'm 110% sure now that she is definitely going to join the Kingdom of Science soon enough. Moreover, I'm just sad for poor Taiju. His reactions are simply haunting. The poor soul has seen his closest friend almost die once again. He is seriously devastated by all of this. But moving on, it is also revealed that Luna is actually a medicine student who can probably provide some support and help for Senku. Taiju is literally begging her for her help. Anyway, one small thing which I really loved here was the fact that Luna is probably the first character of Dr. Stone who's a normal person. She's not a mad lad genius. She's just a normal student who's not a prime example of her field. How can I say this, but she really brings a sense of realism to the story as well. But elsewhere we join Chrome and Kohaku, who are spying on the enemy territory when they get in touch with Tsukasa's group. They're planning their next move when Ukyo receives a coded message that Senku has been shot. This is a moment of shock and horror for everyone, but at the very least, he is not dead yet. But now the main part of the chapter comes. Senku himself has a coded message for them. He simply says, Chrome. Man, someone please play the boss music. This was simply phenomenal and I'm not even kidding. I got goosebumps from this part of the chapter. Senku trusts Dr. Chrome with the entirety of this mission. He truly trusts the scientist inside of Chrome, and we get two beautiful flashbacks. One from the time of Senku and Chrome's initial meeting and interactions. Remember that high five all the way back in Ishigami village? Yes, that's the thing. This was simply mind-blowing, and that's not all. To cap all of this, we get the panel of Byakuya saying that no matter what, no matter when, there will always be that one greedy fellow that wants to know it all. That hunger for knowledge, that indomitable fire that burns to know all the secrets of the world, that will always come up again and again. You can threaten humanity, you can destroy humanity, you can obliterate humanity, but you cannot extinguish that fire, that hunger for knowledge. This is exactly what I said in a previous video, that Dr. Stone is a love letter for everything that humanity stands for. Moreover, the living and prime example of all of this was none other than our dear Chrome. Dr. Chrome has finally taken the stage and he's going to live up to the expectations of his mentor, Dr. Senku. He will do it. He is going to complete the mission no matter what. Whatever it takes, he is going to do it. I love everything about this chapter. Chrome was already one of my absolute favorite characters from this series, and I was actually writing a script for a video where I described that he's much more than just a side character. Guess I'll have to re-edit the script now because this chapter proved everything that I was going to talk about, and I need to include all of this there. So be sure to watch that video whenever it drops. So I guess that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please mention your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more. This is WonderWyzy and I'll see you soon in the next video.